Hey guys, what's up? Heckman 2 here with a MX Simulator tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make professional edits in order to make yourself look cool, a team that you have, or just to make something look cool in Sim. So in order to make it look the most professional, you want to go to your graphics settings, advanced, and turn all of these all the way up. You want this to be at 100, this to be 10, 110. You want your roofs to be at about 100 is about the preferred amount for edits, and if your computer can take it, turn this up to 1024, but mine cannot, so that's what I'm going to use. And in order for these settings to take place, you need to actually exit the game and restart it. So another thing that you need to do for making edits that makes it a lot more professional is whether you have your game over here or on your taskbar. Oops, sorry. You want to go into the target line, so you just go to properties. Here you right click properties, and for your making edits, you want to have your hidden HUD and your Z-depth 24. Now you just want to type those into your target line here, and this will hide your pipboard, it'll hide your pause. So hidden pause, I really don't even need hidden pause because hidden HUD hides it all. And Z-depth just makes things go smoother when you're going slow-mo, and I'll explain that later. So you just want to go ahead and open up your game, and when you do want to open up your game, you want to go ahead and make it full screen. And then what you want to do is when you go into new race, make sure you have record demo on yes. That is very essential to having a good edit, or to doing an edit at all. If you don't have record demo on, then you can't go back into the demo and you can't go into playback race. So you want to go back into playback race, and the way you save a demo is you go name demo and then space, and then you give it a name of some sort. So that's how you name a demo, and then you go back to playback race and you pick a demo. So I'm going to go ahead and do this whips with Billy. Now when you're loading in the track like this and your graphics are maxed out, depending on the track, but it usually would take quite a while to load in. So I'm just going to show you guys a few tips and tricks to make your edits look more professional, and I'm basically going to talk about the basics of doing edits. I'm not going to make an edit by any means. So the track is still loading. So you want to go ahead and go into third person and just go ahead and go to the point in which you want to make a clip. So let's just say this one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make a thing here. You can see we're both doing whips here. And you want to go into your free camera, and you want to turn your FOV down to 30. And that really makes it look amazing. And in order to go forward, you hold the right trigger, backwards, left trigger. You look down is X, look up is Y, and your steering is your left stick is your moving back and forth. At least that's how it is for mine. I'm not sure if it depends on your actual settings, but that's how it is for me anyway. So, I guess I did need hidden pause. I thought the hidden HUD hides that, so I just learned something new. So I need to go ahead and go back into my target line, and you can't see that, but I'm just going to go ahead and type in hidden pause and apply it, and then open it right back up, and now I have to reload in the demo because I'm intelligent like that. And the reason you want your pause to be hidden is for when you do slow-mo, and there's a certain button that you need to push for slow-mo, but when you're doing slow-mo, you're actually paused. And if you didn't have the hidden pause on, then the pause button would show up in the top of your screen during your edit, and that's just very, very unprofessional. So now we need to go back to our spot here. It was the third one, I believe. So then you want to let's go back over here and figure it out. And so now you can see our pause is not there. Alright, so when you get set up and you think, oh yeah, I kind of want a shot looking from behind here, I think that'd be pretty cool. You could just let him go out and record that, and that looks pretty cool in itself, but it looks so much more professional and so much better when you use keyframes and moving cameras. So you want to do add/add key in your chat, let it play out a little ways. Actually, I want to go back a little bit. And then you want to go ahead and add key again. And then you want to do toggle key cam and go back, and you can go ahead and record this. You can see it's a moving shot and it looks really cool. So there's a few things that you need to do when doing this. Some things that people do is, in order to clear the keyframes, you just want to do /clear keys. There's a few tricks for making sure that the bikes never go out of the camera shot, like going above it or not. And if when you're looking at a whip, you don't want to start looking down, because if you start looking down, and I forgot to toggle my key cam. There we go. Now that it's off, I can actually move again. Because if you start looking down and say you end it like this, with them in the middle of your screen, they're going to, poop nuggets. There we go. They're going to end up floating out of the screen. So let's go ahead and look at that. You can see we float right out of the screen. So you want to be angled upwards in both shots in order to make it look better. So let's go ahead. Where's my clear keys? And in order to get to the chat bar above, you just press the up arrow and it'll give you the exact same thing that you just typed in. So now let's go ahead. I'm going to talk a little bit about using multiple keyframes for a shot. That's very unprofessional and makes the edit kind of herky-jerky. When I say multiple keyframes, I mean they start by adding a key here, and then they say add a key up here at the peak, and then they add a key down here. Now that makes it look really herky-jerky. As you can see, that just does not flow well together, and I used to do that in my earlier edits, but it doesn't look that great. So you just want to try to stick to using one keyframe if at all possible. Actually, it's two keyframes, but just one smooth moving motion, and that'll work pretty well. So that's the basics of doing that. And also another thing is, if you add a key, I'm really clustered here because I'm at my dad's and I don't have a very big desk. So if you say you add a key and you don't want it there, you just do /delete key, and it deletes the key that you just added. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what makes edits awesome. When you watch an edit and you think, you got to think, what makes that shot awesome? And usually it comes down to the angle that it's coming at. So let's go ahead and add a key here. And then we'll go ahead and add another key down here. It's all about the angles that you approach things and just how you approach that thing. So let's go ahead and toggle key cam. And you can see they don't float out. So that's a pretty cool shot right there. And you just want to think about what will make this shot awesome and make the certain shot the most amazing that it can be. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do slow-mo. So as you can see right now we're paused. Now if you need to go into your customized controls and look where your step button is. My step button is the period. And if you didn't know, to skip and rewind in the playback race, you set these for those. I should have said that earlier in the video. But the step here allows you to do slow-mo. So if I go ahead and press and hold my period, you can see that it goes in slow-mo right in game. And you can record this and then speed it up if you want it to be. But it ends up looking really cool, and by using slow-mo in the game, you don't lose frames. Because if you were to record it right now in 60 frames per second, and then try to go into your editing software, and you try to turn it down, you try to make it half the speed, then you'd only get 30 frames per second because of the way that it's recorded. Hopefully that makes sense. So using slow-mo in the game is really, really helpful. So those are the basics of how to do stuff in the game itself, and I spelled clear wrong. And why will you not go edit? Oh, there's a space there, that explains a lot. I'm going to go ahead and talk another thing that people do a lot is, let's just say they want to focus on a certain rider. you can go like this, but here you're just staying in one spot. You can see it does not look really all that professional. As you can see, he did not land it. So as you can see, it just is kind of herky-jerky, and you don't want to do that. And you do that by hitting your sit dab button, is by watching people. You hit your sit dab button. So that's that. I think that's everything that we need to go over in the game itself. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the things when it pertains to recording and editing and stuff. So a few recording softwares that we have to choose from is Sony Vegas Pro. This is one that's used by a lot of the edit makers out there. It's Sony Vegas Pro. I can just tell by the way that they do it that it's Sony Vegas Pro. I personally never use Sony Vegas Pro for my edits. I use Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects. And all three of those cost a great deal of money, and either you can find a way to get it for free or you can spend the money. I'm not going to go into detail on that. But if you are interested in learning how to using some of these programs, just YouTube it, and there's plenty of tutorials going over how to make the stuff and everything. So now I'm going to go ahead and go over what recording software you can use. I personally use Fraps, and I think it costs about $36 to $40. You can just Google it and it'll show up. And these are my settings right here. I just save it to video footage, that folder. I don't record the Windows 7 sound. That's actually something that I probably should do. But when I'm making clips, I'm usually listening to music, so that's why I don't record the in-game sound. It's something simple like that. You can lock the frame rate. I only lock the frame rate when I'm recording a lap time. But when I'm actually recording clips of an edit, I usually don't lock it. So yeah, this little option here is you can split the movie up. You don't want that during edits. It's just not good. And so another program that you can use while making edits is OBS. The only problem with OBS is that when you're in game, your cursor will show up, while in Fraps it automatically hides the cursor. There might be a way to hide it inside of OBS, but I have not found that way yet. So yeah, also if you want to find ways to record using OBS, there's also plenty of tutorials on YouTube. So I hope that's all you guys need to go make yourself a professional edit, and hopefully there's going to be more edits out there looking more professional, more well done, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what can come about from this tutorial. So if I left any unanswered questions of yours, just go down in the comments below and I will make sure to answer them to the best of my abilities. And if I forgot to mention anything, then I will make sure to mention it in the description of the video, so make sure to check down there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, hope this helped you. Please like and subscribe if it did, and I will talk to you guys next time.